Let's see. And now we are recording. Fabulous. Okay. Good morning and welcome to Sky Yoga. I'm Stephanie and we'll be doing an hour-long practice today. So please find a comfortable way to sit. If sitting cross-legged is difficult for you, you can sit a different way, or you can try putting a rolled up towel or blanket underneath your hips. And we're going to start with some pranayama, breath control, breath exercise. So sit up tall, rest your hands. They can rest on your knees or in your lap. Relax your shoulders and arms. And just begin to pay attention to your breath. And now we'll try to extend our exhale a little longer than the inhale. So inhale long and full, counting, and then exhale one count longer. And now we'll do some cleansing breaths. So inhaling as fully as you can, feeling your entire ribcage expand front and back. And then we'll exhale with force through the mouth using your abs. On your next exhale, really squeeze your core, forcing that air out. Great, and now we'll start stretching. So drop your chin to your chest. Let the weight of your head hang down, stretching your neck. You can gently move your head or just let it hang. And then we'll begin to roll your head from shoulder to shoulder in a big half circle across your chest. And if that's feeling pretty good, you can go to a full circle. If that hurts at all, go back to a half circle. And then try the full circle the other way. Again, backing off in case of pain. And then sit up tall. Wonderful. We'll do a couple shoulder stretches. First, just bring your thumbs up your back as high as they'll comfortably go. Breathe. And feel your shoulders stretching as you push your elbows back. And then see if maybe you can reach to your elbows and grab your elbows. I really feel the stretch in the upper arm there. And if that's easy for you, you can try reverse prayer hands. And then shake that out. All right. We'll bring your left wrist behind you and grab it with your right hand. And try to keep your torso upright and your shoulders level for this. So you're gripping your left hand in your right and tilt your ear to the right. So we're feeling the stretch across the shoulder and upper arm on the left side. And then inhale up, maybe loosen your shoulders a bit. Bring the right arm across, grab it with your left hand, keeping your torso upright, your shoulders level, tilt the left ear down. And inhale up. We're going to do a little self-care today, caring for the immune system. So leaving your left hand relaxed and resting wherever, your right hand is going to massage the left side of your neck. So just rubbing from the base of your ear down to the base of your throat. And what this does is encourage the circulation of all the icky things that may have been building up in your lymph nodes. So we're just helping our immune system do its thing. And even if it doesn't help that much, then we're getting a nice neck massage. And you have to use the opposite arm, because if you use the same side arm, you're massaging muscles that you're using, and that's not very helpful. And then sit up, loosen up, relax your right arm, and use your left hand to massage the right side of your neck. Just dragging your fingertips down from base of ear to base of throat. Touching that area around your jaw where your doctors always check to see if your glands are swollen. Very soothing. And then sit up. And we'll open the arms wide. Inhale, stretch. Gently, with your thumbs up, gently press the backs of your hands toward each other for robin's breast. Feel the stretch throughout your upper arm. Breathe, puff up your chest. And on your next exhale, give yourself a big hug. Hands on your shoulders, pulling your shoulder blades gently forward. And then inhale again, open wide, and we'll reach for the ceiling. Inhale fully, exhale down. If that's tough on your shoulders, you can inhale up through the center. And exhale down through the center, your choice. One more, inhaling up, exhaling all the way down. And now we're going to inhale up and interlace your fingers, pressing the palms toward the ceiling at the top. And just pause and rotate your torso a little bit. Feel the stretch in your waist and your mid-back. And then with an exhale, drop one hand to one side. Side bending. Torso continues to face the front. And you can bend your elbow to get lower, but keep your hips on the floor. Continue to breathe. And then let's make some circles with your breath. And change direction. And then inhale back up, arms high. And exhale the other arm down. Torso to the front, side bend. Hips on the floor. And circles. And change direction. And then sit upright again, big inhale. And then exhale, one arm across for an upper arm stretch. You're hooking your other arm underneath it, feeling the stretch here. On an inhale, open wide. Exhale, the other arm across, stretching the upper arm, relaxing into it. Open wide again with an inhale, stretch up. And we'll drop one hand to your shoulders and grab that elbow for a tricep stretch. If you're more flexible than I am right now, yeah, you can try cow face pose, bringing your arm behind. Oh, I can touch my fingertips again, yay. So this is cow face, it's a little tougher. You're reaching for your fingertips. Either way, you're feeling a stretch in this tricep. If you're in cow face, come out very gently, give your shoulders a little love. Cow face is tough on the shoulders. We'll be doing it again later as well. And then we'll inhale up again and drop the other hand down. Grab your elbow for a tricep stretch, or bring that grabbing hand down below for cow face, touching your fingertips, either one. And release gently down. We'll do some shoulder rolls. So rest your hands and inhale up, exhale down. And then change direction, still inhaling up, exhaling down. And then inhale the shoulders up into stress pose and exhale, de-stress. Inhale, stress. Exhale, de-stress. One more time. Wonderful. All right, let's make our way to hands and knees to finish the warm-up with some cats and cows. All right, so from a neutral tabletop, hands and knees roughly the same width apart. We're going to exhale and arch the back up. Pause here and really check in with your spine. Feel it expanding and stretching the area in between your vertebrae. And then push back with your exhale into a modified child's pose. Stretch your arms out and then bending your elbows, pull forward, inhaling into cow. And now our back is scooped, hips are lifted. So we're just going to continue to flow through that. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And just continue to roll through it at your pace with your breath. Good, and then when you're done, come back to a neutral tabletop and we'll do horse pose. So this is where the thighs and the arms stay straight up and down and we just curve the spine. So looking over one shoulder at your hips, compressing that side, stretching the other side. Breathe. Inhale back to center, and now we'll go the other way. Breathe. And inhale back to center, and now just wag your tail. Wonderful. Okay, next we'll do thread the needle. So inhaling up high, right arm, exhale it to the floor. And the hands begin palm to palm, and then your top hand stretches out. I'm going to move back a little bit so you can see better. There we go. Stretch out the left hand as far as it will go. And then on an exhale, wrap that left arm around behind you and roll your right forearm on the floor. Checking in with your shoulders. Hopefully feeling stretch, not pain. If you do feel pain, back off. And if you need support, you can put your rolled up towel under your head or your shoulder. And then we'll unwind the top arm using your palm to press up. Inhale the right arm high again. And exhale it down. Changing sides, we'll inhale the left arm high. Exhale all the way to the mat, resting head and shoulder. Hands begin palm to palm, and then slide that right hand out. Walk your fingers out as far as they will go. And with an exhale, wrap it around behind you. Roll your left arm on the floor. And then unwinding, press your hand to the rug, mat, push up, inhale the left arm high. And exhale it down. Great. And now we'll do kickstand. So kicking back your right leg, flex your ankle, swing your leg out to the side. Your foot is flat on the floor. And then you ease back to rest on your heels as much as possible. You could put something under your forearms if you can't come all the way down. Relax your extended leg, reach for your ankle. Your head can hang here if that's comfortable. Really feeling the stretch in my hamstring right now. We can add in a calf stretch by flipping up your toes and pulling them towards you with a soft, relaxed ankle. And then release and come back up to tabletop. Give your hips a wag if you need to. And we'll switch sides. So kicking back the left leg with the flexed foot, swing it out to your side. Don't knock over your water bottle. And then ease back, sitting on your foot, resting on your forearms or a bolster or a couch cushion. Relax the extended leg and reach out for your ankle. And then if you want, you can flip up your toes and pull them towards you with a soft ankle to add in the calf stretch. And then come back up into tabletop. And it will be time for Sufi rolls, AKA drunken cow. So we get into our neutral tabletop and then just swirl around. Bringing the torso way forward, way back. Big breaths, big circles. Looking for those tight spots that need some TLC. Taking your time. And then change direction. You may feel differently going this way. Using your breath. And coming back to a tabletop when you feel complete. We'll swing forward now into an ab stretch. So you can do this in up dog like I am right now with arms straight up and down, or you can come down and rest on your elbows if up dog is tough on your low back. Either way, we're gently stretching the abs. Feel those muscles moving below your rib cage. And then we're going to push back into child's pose. So knees wide, big toes touch, arms stretching out in front. Looks like somebody just came in, maybe. And let's add a side bend here in child's pose. So walking your arms over to the left, lining up your torso with your thighs, stretch your arms out, maybe come up on your fingertips. And then walk your arms through the center over to the right, lining up your torso and thigh. Stretch your arms. And back to center, we'll come up to tabletop. Okay, so this is where we transition from warm-ups to conditioning. We'll do a little core conditioning. So good time for water break. In your core conditioning poses, you want to make sure to stack your joints, shoulder over elbow over wrist, hip over knee, everything at a nice 90 degrees. If an exercise proves too hard for you, go back and do something that was easier for you. Do not do anything that causes you pain. So we're going to come into basic pointer first. Kick back your left leg with a flexed foot and try to level off your hips. The tendency is for that hip to go high. Bring it low. You'll be engaging your core, and then lift your right arm. We'll take 5 long breaths. And then we're going to bend that leg towards your body and reach around to grab your foot. If you can, lift your knee high. In any of these pointer-based positions, if your neck gets tired, look down at the floor. And come back down. And as you transition from side to side or from exercise to exercise, always feel free to sway your hips around to give your low back a little relief. We're going to switch sides now. Right leg, level hips, left arm, and breathe. And now bending your leg towards you, reach for your foot. And come down. Good job. Okay, the next few poses will be variations on that pointer pose. First, we'll do pendulum. So left leg, level hips, right arm. We're going to inhale the limbs out to the side, keeping them level and straight, and exhale them back to center. Inhale, exhale 2. Inhale, exhale 3. In, 4. One more. Last one. Good job. Somebody got kicked out and needs to come back. There we go. All right. Sorry about that. So we need to do the other side. Right leg, left arm. Inhale to the side, straight level limbs. Exhale back to center. Inhale to the side. Exhale back to center. In, 3, in, 4, inhale, and 5. Good job. Maybe wag your tail a bit. And now John's not here, so we can do circles. So if you hate circles as much as John does, you can just do boxes. We're going to come into our basic pointer pose, left leg, right arm. And we're going to draw circles. But some people find that motion a little confusing. And then you can just do boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So your choice. I'm going to count off circles. So here we go. Left leg, right arm, drawing circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to reverse it. This is where it gets weird. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Good job. Woo! Push back and give your arms a stretch. Give your low back a stretch. You haven't done circles in a long time. All right, coming back into your tabletop, we'll do the other side. So left leg, sorry, right leg, left arm. Right leg, left arm, drawing circles. 1, 2, keeping the limbs straight. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and now changing direction. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Good job. Fabulous. So take yourself a rest pose. That can be pushing back or swinging forward, whatever your body needs. Circles are great, not just for your core, but for your coordination as well. All right, and we'll wrap up the pointer series with Firebird, which is a crunch. Just like last time, if your knees are bugging you, you can put a blanket or a towel under your knees. If they're really bugging you and you're tired of being on your knees, then just come onto your back and do these bicycle style. So classic bicycles, elbow to knee, nice and slow, and then we speed them up. So I'm gonna do Firebird, but you are welcome to do bicycles instead. So where you can see me, all right. Left leg, level hips, right arm. When we exhale, we bring elbow to knee, nice and slow. And inhale, reach long. 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we speed it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good job. Switching sides now. Right leg, left arm. On the exhale, reach. 2, 3, 4, 5, speed it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good job. Let's come down on the belly now for a little ab stretch before we transition into arms. So we're going to continue to use the core, but adding in the arms for a greater role. You can sway your torso. If your low back is bugging you, you can swirl your lower legs around. That always feels nice. Go both directions if you're doing that. And now, with your elbows stacked under your shoulders, You can clasp your hands or leave them strongly parallel. Bring your legs also to parallel. Come up on the balls of your feet. We're going to lift into low plank. Use your abs. Keep your hips in the middle and breathe. And release down. Nice. Take a breather. Stretch your abs. You can lift your low legs if you like. So the add-on to that exercise is saw. But if low plank was challenging for you, just do low plank again. So we're going to lift into low plank, and you can stay here or saw forward and back. See how it's just the ankles moving and the hips stay in the middle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, last one. Come on down, all the way down. Our next arm exercise is for the triceps. So you bring the hands to the widest part of your chest. Your elbows are straight up and down. And lift up into up dog, checking that your arms are straight up and down, wrists under your shoulders, and then lower down again. And when you lift, you can leave your knees on the floor or lift them up. Lift, 3, up, 4, use your abs, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, nice job. Let's push back into child's pose and add a tricep stretch by touching your palms to the back of your neck. All right, next we're going to do high plank. So from a tabletop, kick back both your legs and keep your hips in the center. Not high, not low, right in the middle. Arms straight up and down and breathe. And then drop your knees and push back. Last week we did knee drops, so this week we'll do three-legged plank as our variation here. And if high plank is challenging for you, just do high plank again. So coming into your high plank, hips in line, we're gonna lift one foot, doesn't have to be very high, keeping your hips in line and breathe. And then drop it. Drop your knees, take a quick rest. And then come back into your high plank, hips in line, lift the other foot and breathe. Drop it, drop your knees, push back. The heater blowing straight on me, so we've got that turned off now, hooray. Let's sit back, we're done with the arms, so sit back on your heels and we'll stretch the forearms. Flip your palms outward, bring them down to the mat with your fingertips facing your knees. Lean into that, breathe. Feel the stretch throughout your forearm and wrist. And then you can add a gentle circle, rotating your torso. If you're doing the circle, go the other way. And sit back and shake it out. Good. Okay, we'll be transitioning to the floor for back strengtheners next. So coming all the way down onto your belly. You can rest the tops of your hands on your low back, especially if you have any back issues, or your hands can be out to your sides like wings. So we're going to start with legs relaxed and just inhale torso up, exhale it down. Pause and check in that these are the muscles you're using. Try to relax your glutes as much as possible. These are the muscles. So inhale up and exhale 2. In 3. Inhale 4. In 5. Inhale 6. In 7. Inhale 8. 2 more. In 9. Last one. All the way down. Breathe, relax. Spin your lower legs around if you like. And now we're going to add in the lower body. So if this is difficult for you at all, just focus on the low body, keeping the legs straight, getting the knees off the mat. If you're stronger, you can do upper and lower together. So inhale, up and exhale down. In, 2. Inhale, 3. In, 4. Inhale, 5. In, 6. Inhale, 7. In, 8. Inhale, 9. Last one. Stay up and breathe, 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 release. For this next one, we're going to be smacking our feet up and down. So you might want a blanket or the rug or whatever under your feet. Your arms are stretched out in front of you. If you can hover your feet instead of smacking, it's actually a little harder. So use your abs here, not just your back. Support your whole torso together. And we're going to lift one arm and the opposite leg and switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Beautiful. Let's come back into child's pose. Knees wide, big toes touch. Stretching your back. Pushing your rear end towards your feet. Option to add the tricep stretch. And we're going to take our time transitioning to our backside for a little bit of boat pose, for a little more core work. Good time for a water break. And for boat pose, we're going to find our balance on our rear end. So sit back and find your balance. When you've got it, lift your shins up parallel to the floor. Resting your feet together is easier. Holding them apart is harder. And you can just stay here and breathe and then rest as you need to. Or we can do yoga sit-ups. So that would be extend, contract, extend, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just 2 more. 9, last one, good job. Lift your torso, lift your back. Woo, good job, you made it through the conditioning portion. So now we're gonna come down on the back and do some stretching. So lying on your back, hug your knees and rock. Try to keep your feet side by side throughout these stretches for better symmetry. And right now, just feel your back pressing against the mat, gently stretching side to side. And now we'll do some more focused stretches for the back. Placing your hands on your knees, we're going to guide them in circles. So we pull them in close, we push them away, circling the knees. And what you feel, probably, is the top of your pelvis rolling against the floor, your lower back muscles flattening against the floor and then flexing off the floor. And now we'll change direction, checking in with your low back for that flexing and flattening. Good. And now pulling the knees in, we're going to lift the feet up and grab the outside edges. And if you can't reach your feet, that's okay. Grab your ankles, grab your shins, whatever you can grab, and we're pulling the feet or the shins wide apart for happy baby. Feel how your back is nice and flat against the floor, and then start rocking very gently side to side. See if you can get your thigh down and get back up again. So what I'm feeling now is a massage across the low back muscle, the mid back muscles. And then we'll stop in the middle, bring the soles of your feet together, and you may have to shift your grip up higher, that's okay. Holding your feet in close, letting your low back relax down. Maybe wiggle a bit on your pelvis here, rock a little bit. Allowing your arms to relax, your tailbone to relax. And then just drop your feet. They stay together, but they come down to the mat. And now we're opening up the thighs, stretching the inner thighs, rocking a little bit on your pelvis. Very soothing to me. All right, and now we're going to bring the thighs back together and do reclined pigeon pose, the figure 4 stretch. So rest your right ankle on your left knee, and using your right hand, press your right knee away, opening up the hip. Breathe. And then we'll reach through with both hands and grab either behind your thigh, your left thigh, or your left shin, whatever you can reach. And when you've got a hold of your leg, relax your upper body back down. And where I'm feeling this is in the back of the right thigh, hamstrings and piriformis muscle. So gently keep pulling your legs towards you. Your left knee is pulling your right ankle. We're getting a stretch throughout your right outer hip. Relax and breathe. And then release your left foot, release your right foot, and switch. So your left ankle rests on your right knee. Your left hand pushes your left knee away. I just felt the left hip joint there crack. That felt nice. Breathe. And then reach through and grab either right thigh or right shin. Pulling toward you. And feeling the stretch all through here. Left hip, left hamstring. Relax everything. Release your right leg down. Release your left foot down. Arms out to your sides, and we'll do a couple of reclined windshield wipers, which are a nice back twist. So you're just rocking your knees side to side. And then pull your knees in and extend your legs straight up. You may want your towel or your blanket under your hips here if this is rough on your low back. And this is called climbing the tree. We're just gonna reach as high as we can. So reach for ankles, toes, shins, whatever, keeping your legs as straight as possible. Relax your ankles if you're grabbing your toes. Stretch. Maybe you're grabbing your ankles, that's okay. And release down. Ah, nice. And now we're gonna roll like a ball up into seated. So place your hands behind your thighs. We're gonna roll back and forward, rolling like a ball. And just take a few of these, they're kind of fun. Come up on your next one and pause here in boat pose. See how far you can extend. Can you straighten your legs and arms? Can you touch your toes? Maybe almost. And then come to seated. Very nice. So we're going to do a couple of hip stretches to prepare for the hip flow. Plenty of time. Not really. Okay, so sitting up into cobbler's pose, pulling your feet in close. Stretch your inner thighs by pressing your knees outward. All right. And we're going to start the hip flow from hands and knees. So good time for a water break as we transition. So we begin in tabletop on the balls of the feet and lift up into down dog. My feet are going to come off my mat, that's okay. So we're lifting into down dog. Mat is sliding around. There we go, that's better. Okay, so pressing up into your down dog. Let's walk the dog. Flex one knee at a time, just like you're pedaling a bicycle. And then drop your heels, pressing your back and arms into a straight line. We're gonna lift the left leg high for three-legged dog. And then lower your foot down to your butt and lift your knee. So you can look under your left elbow, pausing here, opening your hips up, and then swing that left knee forward so that it's almost touching your left wrist. I'll scoot back a bit, there we go. So we're setting up for pigeon. Now, your left foot may be under your right hip, but if that's tough on your left knee to be twisted like that, you can straighten up your left shin so that it's under your thigh and there's less twisting. We're going to start up on the fingertips, arching the back, stretching the abs. And then lower down, resting your head on your forearms or your hands, or even the floor for sleeping pigeon. And where you should be feeling this is in the outer left hip. So relax into this awkward pose. You may need to stack your fists to rest your forehead. Wherever you are, relax and breathe. And now we'll straighten the arms. Center your left hand in front of your face, bending your right knee up. We're going to reach for your right foot. Maybe you can tuck it up into your elbow crease. Maybe it's just in your hand. This is royal pigeon. And if you can keep your balance, this is a challenge. You can try lifting your left hand to your thigh. Royal pigeon. All right, and then we're going to release that leg and sit or collapse onto your left hip and wrap your right leg around on top like a pretzel. So we're stacking the knees. Knees are on top of each other as much as possible. Feet are out to your sides. You can keep your hands on your feet or not. I'm already feeling this in the right hip. So if this is pretty intense for you, just sit right here and breathe through it. If you think you could do a little more, then lean forward and hug your knees. And then sit back up. We'll finish with a twist and a flourish. So for the twist, you bring your left arm outside your right knee. Your right arm goes behind you, and you're looking over your right shoulder as your left arm pushes your knee across your body. Feeling the stretch throughout the hips. Maybe push your hand a little further along the arc you're making. And then come back to center, sit up straight. After any twist, straighten up. And then we'll end with a flourish. Your left hand comes outside your foot. This works best if you're able to be on the tops of your feet. Your left hand is on the floor. Your right hand arches overhead and you lift your hips in the air. And come down. Well done. That was one side. Untie the pretzel. Come back to hands and knees and we'll start again on the other side. So give your hips a waggle. Come up on the balls of your feet and push up into down dog. You can pause and walk the dog, pedal a couple times. And then push back down, drop the heels. We're going to lift the right leg high. I'm trying not to kick the wall. Yep, there goes the rug. Okay, right leg high, three-legged dog. Bending your right heel towards your body. Opening up the hips to the side. And then swing your right knee forward to your right wrist. Relax your back leg. You're just resting on the top of that foot. On the fingertips, feeling the stretch in the front of your left hip. Again, if this is too much twist for your right knee, bring your shin directly under your thigh. Otherwise, your foot is probably under the opposite hip. Look up high, feel the stretch in your abs, and then come down low. For sleeping pigeon, resting your forehead on whatever you need to rest it on. So it could be a prop, or your fists, or your hands. And breathe. Relax. And then straighten your arms. We'll try that royal pigeon pose again. So right hand is centered under your face. Left leg bends towards you. You reach for it. Maybe you grab your toes. Maybe you're able to press your toes up closer to your elbow. Pull for a quad stretch on the left side. And then maybe bring your right hand to your right thigh. And then we'll collapse on the right hip. Stacking the knees. So you're kind of a pretzel. Knees on top, feet out to the side. Your hands can stay on your feet. That might feel nice and warm. We'll probably be outside next week, but it was still just a little too chilly this week. And you can sit right here and breathe, or you can hug. And then sit back up again, and we'll finish with a twist and a flourish. So your right arm comes outside your knee. Your left arm comes behind you. Look over your left shoulder and press your knee across your body with your right arm. Breathe. Maybe scoot your left hand a little further along. Come back to center, sit up straight. And here's the flourish. Again, it works best if you're on the tops of your feet. Your right hand comes to the floor and your left arm arcs overhead as you lift your hips high. And come down, and you made it. Good job. All the way through the hip flow. Well done. And it's exactly Shavasana time. So find your way down to the floor for the position that's comfortable for you in Shavasana. And if you have, excuse me, if you have low back issues, you might want to have your knees collapse together in front of you, or you might need something under your back. So find whatever Shavasana works for you. And we'll begin to relax from head to toe. Relax your scalp and forehead. Let your forehead wrinkles just melt away, letting your eyebrows drift apart. Relax your eyes. Relax all the little muscles around your eyes. Relax your jaw. Relax all the little muscles around your mouth. And let your whole face be soft and relaxed. Relax your neck. And relax your throat. Let your shoulders sink back into the mat. Let your rib cage melt into the mat. Let your navel sink towards your spine. And let your pelvis sink into the mat. And feel your whole torso relax. And let that liquid feeling flow along your limbs, through your upper arms, your elbows, your forearms and wrists, through your soft open palms to the tips of your fingers. Your arms are relaxed. And finally through your legs, through your thighs and hamstrings. Relax your knees and calves. Relax your ankles and the arches of your feet. Let that feeling go all the way to the tips of your toes. Your legs are relaxed. And all you have to do for the next couple of minutes is just lie here and breathe, soaking up the benefits of your practice. Begin to breathe more deeply, sending breath through your limbs to your fingers and toes, letting them wiggle back to life. And then letting that movement move up to your wrists and ankles and neck. And then take whatever pose would help your back transition into a day of activity. That might mean pulling your knees to your chest or a long full body stretch. Big breaths. And when you're ready, roll over to one side. Traditionally, it's the right side, whatever works for you. Pausing to rest your head on your arm. And this is a position of gratitude, the fetal position where we were dependent. So think of anything you're grateful for that we depend on others for. And when you're ready, push up to seated. Thank you all so much for coming to do yoga with me today. Namaste.